Hello traders, this is Mike Hamilton, and you can see the Dow daily on the right and the weekly on the left. We are really stuck in a range. It's a weak bar. You've got a couple of topping tails on the last 2 days trading, and we have no direction. All we do have is highs that are selling, and all the time we keep bumping into this resistance up here and failing, then the more likelihood is that that will hold. So, but at some stage we are going to get a decision out of this, and you can see it's Friday's bar that's really containing this, because if you look at the highs and lows of the Friday bar, we're just about peaked above it today, and that's all we've done. So it's Dow is very difficult to read. What do I think is going to happen? I think the most likely scenario is that we will continue to move within this range, and I still think we've got the potential to push higher. I still think we've got the potential to close above that resistance and run. If we do, it's going to be a good run. So you've got everything to gain by just watching at this stage, and let's just see which side of this apex we close. Traded the pound pairs a lot today. Got in this one too early, unfortunately. This dropped a little lower than I anticipated. I thought we were going to hold 250, and in fact we actually went right down to 225. Not a lot of difference, but what I did do is I stuck with this one. This one was a great trade from within our normal setups, and I have taken this one off. It's a major point of resistance. I have taken this off. I have left the pound Aussie on, so I have exposure to the pound, but not through this pair. If we look at what can you do tomorrow, so it's a rate decision. No, it's actually the votes. So it's not a rate decision, it's votes tomorrow for the UK at 9:30. Any slight variation on that one, and I think the pound will fly to the upside, absolutely fly. But if it's the same, then I think we could get a very limp day into the close. Pound CAD, I would leave. That's shaping up quite nicely, but all the time we're under the 55 and the 200, just leave it. So if you're a day trader, watch 825. But like I said, major resistance. We could bust up there very sharply if the market is happy. Pound US is right, a little bit like the Dow, right on the line. You can see these weekly charts on the left, they're very bullish. So we are balanced. At best, we are just balanced. Could go either way, and that's typical in front of a big piece of data. So any other charts of interest? Yeah, I think that one of the best charts out there at the moment is potentially this US dollar yen. If you see a pullback to 119.30, I would take a position and see if it can rise up back up to 120, 120.50 plus. And let's see it. It's a major support level here. This 50%. Let's see if they can start to wind its way up. And otherwise, I think Euro US. Last time we had a balanced bar like this was here on the 27th of March. We just continued lower. I think we will potentially do the same. I think we are just bumping up against this trend line, and this could give us another leg down. So my bias is with seeing more strength in the dollar and less in the euro. Otherwise, CAD yen is just sitting on the sideline. Pound Aussie is, I think this is a potentially good sort of squeeze setup that could see this really start to motor. If you're not in it, stand aside, let's get tomorrow out of the way, and then but if we do close higher, let's just buy a pullback. Let's just try and buy a pullback. Okay, quick look at gold. Sideways. It's a very quiet, very sideways week at the moment. Oil weakening. Events tomorrow. Watch out for 54.50 and retest this trend line, because at that point I think that could relight the fire if we could get squeezed back into this corner. Okay, that's all I've got for you. Now let's just look at a couple of stocks. Let's look at this one. This is AA. This is on the London Exchange. That's not. This is not my stock. This is pulled up in the from the group, from the members. If you see 390, I think that's a buy. You can tuck your stop under 380 ideally, but 382 is still good. Let's see if that can climb. This is a lovely trend to the upside. Profit taking at these levels. Let's see if we can wind our way back, but it's looking good. Let's look at a couple of bellwethers in the US. Before we do that, let's look at Rolls. Rolls closed really nicely, so any pullback to 990 is a buy. We've been talking about this for a few days. And US stocks, Facebook got earnings. I think it might even be tomorrow. Talked about this on Monday. Very nice move off of 80.80, and here we are 84.11. Let's get earnings out of the way and let's see if that holds up. But that was a nice buy at 80.80 with a huge amount of support. Very liquid stock, very technical stock. Nvidia is weak to sideways. I'll leave that one. Goldman's struggling, and so on. Alright, let's look at Baidu. Baidu is, that's a reversal bar under a trend line, under a fib level. But keep your eye on it, because if we close above this 214, that's a buy. And we could see a nice squeeze. So don't discount that, just keep looking at it, keep an eye on it, and just see if we push higher. Because look at this weekly. Got all that support down there at 193. Got this resistance up here. Wow, is it sideways? But could just roll over. But just keep an eye on it, because if we start closing above that level on the daily, I think that can do it. Alright, we'll leave it there. I'm in the room first thing, and then I'm not around until late US session. Okay, so I'm in the room for the main Euro session, but they're not around until late US. Alright, do join me, and see you then. Thanks for listening.